Yeah.
So.
Mm.
So what's been happening in the world of Efka?
What's been happening in the world of Efka? I don't know. I've been resting the last.
Ow!
Oh! That must have killed everyone's headphones.
Sorry about that.
I've been.
Also killed my knee, but.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's streaming. Oh yeah, it is streaming. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god, no! We need to turn the volume off because it's gonna
Do an
feedback.
echo.
Yeah. What's been going in the world of Efka? I've been resting because the Rising Sun review was really difficult to film. It was probably like the most intensive shoot we've ever done, just because of how much there was to do. We filmed it not chronologically because we preferred to film chronologically, even though, like, from a production standpoint, it's a lot more sensible to film non-chronologically, because then you kind of, like, you've preset everything up, you establish where, you know, each scene is going to be, which paragraph and which script goes where, etc., etc. But we prefer not to do that because we feel like it produces a more, like, organic feeling, a more, like, vibrant feeling video. But with Rising Sun, there was just so much to do that we had to say we can't film chronologically because we're gonna be here for days. Like, moving lights for every scene, and, like, lighting rigs are cumbersome, and you have to be very careful with them because if they fall down, that's not good.
That's opening a window and leaving the room for 4 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. And the other thing is that, of course, we live in a very small apartment, so these, like, moving these rigs and big tripods and stuff like that becomes quite a challenge when you have to film something that's very long.
We don't need to do, like, a house tour.
No?
because
because this is
seen
it.
every
Yeah.
space that we have.
This is pretty much it, yeah. Well, we're a little early, so that's why probably there's no questions. But apparently we are loud and clear.
Good.
So
Good.
that's
That's
the good thing.
Yeah.
How has your day been?
Yeah, good. I cleaned the bathroom, so.
Wow, riveting stuff. Elaine made mac and cheese today.
I did.
Homemade mac and cheese, not the craft stuff.
No.
No,
because I've been wanting to have mac and cheese for a while, or macaroni cheese, but I don't eat cheese, so that makes it tricky.
Yeah.
But I made it myself, so it doesn't have any real cheese in it.
Yeah, it has the fake cheese stuff.
That's fake cheese.
Which is actually pretty good. It does taste pungent, which is what you expect cheese to be.
Oh, greetings from Argentina. Greetings, Argentina. What time is it in Argentina?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Probably same as US. Just a little bit
that
earlier.
helps me.
Luke Smith says he met us at the City of Games, and is there any chance of more D&D stuff? Yes, we're certainly thinking about it. The problem with D&D stuff is that, first of all, I think to make it interesting, you need lively personalities, and
neither of us is a lively.
Oh, shut up. Also it requires, like, gear, a lot of gear. And when we were at the City of Games, we could borrow some cameras from other people and stuff like that. So it was kind of like an impromptu stuff. But we're certainly considering it. It's not out of the realms of possibility.
I'd like to do that.
The other problem is that, of course, we're not known as a D&D channel.
No.
So not a lot of people watch the video.
It is where we kind of started, though. In D&D, so
in terms of us as part
getting
of
into games,
yeah,
or
tabletop
certainly me
hobby.
getting into games,
Yes, same here.
Because before D&D, I had not really played a board game before, so I mean, not that D&D is a board game, but I hadn't got into that hobby at all. Efka, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
If our Kickstarter funds, are you going to buy a new jumper?
No, I've had this for like 10 years, and I
Longer
love
than
it.
that,
Yeah, I'm sure, maybe longer. Yeah, I have another jumper that I'm sure I've had for like 20 years now.
That's true,
yeah, the orange one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the orange one.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
What IP would we like to see turned into a board game?
I don't know. I want to say the Twilight Zone, but there is a Twilight Zone board game. I own it.
It's right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a roll and move game. So. But a good one would be really cool. Or like, I don't know, kind of, well, I really like B-movie sci-fi, so...
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there is a lot of that. So something that was B-movie sci-fi, I think.
But maybe captured the zaniness of it. I don't know, but like when board games go zany,
Well,
they often go into the territory of abandoning mechanical fidelity or just like look, random stuff happen. Oh,
yeah,
great. Ubik. I answered that question last time. Yeah, Philip K. Dick's Ubik.
Yeah.
That should be a social deduction game. A very creepy social deduction game. I think that would work very, very well. But that's just me.
Yeah.
We have significantly impacted someone's
Did we
board
impact
game
them
collection.
to eat tree branches?
Yeah, because that's the username.
Because that's the username. Board games are not food. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Nothing that's made of wood is food.
Don't eat trees.
Oh, and no, apart from licorice.
Is that made out of wood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a branch.
No, okay. It's disgusting. I wouldn't classify it as food.
Okay.
What would be your favorite travel game, Elaine?
What is currently
Best.
a travel game?
Well,
I don't know. When I was a kid, I had this really cool backgammon set that was magnetic. So, but it wasn't very magnetic, so bits still got lost in the car.
I love traveling, but I love the part of traveling where I'm like exploring new places. During those moments, I do not want to play board games unless I'm like going to a board game cafe deliberately, right? Or meeting up with friends.
But that's not whilst travelling.
Yeah, but like whilst traveling, I find
Sorry, go on.
the experience of traveling stressful enough, and I just want to get it done. And I don't feel like playing a board game because I play board games. Like the association for me with board games is to have fun, and whilst I'm traveling, I don't feel like I'm having fun. So I don't feel like injecting a board game into that equation
We
would
played
help.
Consulting Detective on the train.
Yes, we did.
So that was a pretty cool. I think anything with a story like that is pretty cool, and that is portable.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
it's no good popping out Twilight Imperium on a bus. Or
but
something.
I'll steal your answer. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes Consulting
Yeah?
Detective. Yeah, probably the best traveling game because it lets you put your mind away from everything and just get immersed
and
in.
pretend you're in
Yeah.
1890s London.
It's 4 p.m. in Argentina, Elaine.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm.
That's cool. The Earth is cool. How there are time zones.
I agree. We made someone rethink Rising Sun at Simon. They were planning to pick up the Kickstarter version. It was a good review. A lot of people still enjoy it. We're just one opinion, you know, seek other
We're not
sources.
the all-in end-all, obviously.
I think the big thing about Rising Sun and why we disliked it, and certainly reading people's feedback on our video and stuff like that, made me condense some thoughts. And I think the problem for me and probably for you was that it was essentially a game of card combos masquerading as an area control game. And I'm somewhat tired of that in games, if I'm honest. And if that excites you, then maybe Rising Sun will excite you. But if you're looking for something like that's, I think, I don't know, like controlled but also elegant, like Inish, you're not going to get it. If you're looking for something wacky, but I'm gonna very much straight up admit, very clever. I think as a design, it is very clever.
Yeah, it is.
There's certain some people said, oh, it's just stuff put together. I would disagree with that. I think thought went to.
It's not been cobbled together.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really
a lot of thought
out.
definitely went into that game. Yeah, but it's not a game experience I cherish. We have Brazil in the live stream. Hello, Brazil.
It's like what's it called? The Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, it is. Exactly like that. What are your favorite and least favorite game mechanisms?
Take That is my least favourite.
And
I also don't like blind bidding.
Yeah, you really don't
that
like that.
Is my least favourite. I think anything that feels like it tricks you.
Yeah.
And not that blind bidding tricks you, but I just don't like that feeling of what are they like? Of trying to achieve something and knowing that someone is going to outsmart me, because that's not a hard thing to do. Outsmart me. So I don't enjoy that.
I do not enjoy. I'm gonna start with what I enjoy. I enjoy drafting a lot. I enjoy auctions, not necessarily blind, but I don't mind them as much as you do. I think I'm okay with them. I certainly understand the lack of appeal. what I don't like is probably not a very interesting answer because yeah, sure, I can name like, you know, very easily. Oh yeah, roll and move or take that or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But in reality, you could put an interesting spin on any of those mechanisms, like
Yes.
Not Alone, for
Yeah.
example. I think is a great example of take that game that works really really well, and I definitely enjoyed it.
I think I really like programming games. I enjoy programming games.
Cinnamon is bark.
Oh, so, yes,
Yeah.
that too. Oh, thanks, Rob. Always a font of knowledge. Mostly on things you don't really need to know about, but still.
Yeah. One sec. Favorite travel
That's why we
game
get
TI4. Yeah. Okay. What about the Catan version made of chocolate?
There was also that Russian roulette that was made of chocolate too, wasn't there? Yeah.
So someone said that our my review of Mombasa was fantastic and the thoughts on theme thoughtful. I actually would go back and disagree with myself on my thoughts on the theme.
Oh really?
If I'm honest, yeah, because I thought it was interesting how Mombasa. So Mombasa, you've played it, you know, it's colonialist theme, right? And I think when we played it, it put us in a lot of it instilled a feeling of discomfort about what we were doing thematically. Yes. And I thought that was well done. Until I found out it wasn't well done. It wasn't thought about at all. It was just literally taken and put on. And then there was a little blurb in the rulebook. And that was it. And the designer, Alexander Fisser, whom I respect a lot, has said as much on Board Game Geek. So I was wrong.
I didn't get on with that game so much. I liked the game, but I didn't like the theme at all. I just thought... Okay, because Efka's argument, like we had this discussion, and Efka's argument was, well, it brings that subject up, you know, into the forefront. It makes people talk about it, but I just don't feel like that's a good way to do it by making light of something that was and is so awful in history. So
pretty fair. Is there a game that one of us loves and the other hates? We answered that already.
Yeah, we did, but on a different day.
Yeah,
so maybe
Between Two Cities was the answer. Yeah, I love it. Elaine hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably dislike a few games that you. Well, Viticulture, obviously.
Yeah.
You like it and I don't, as we found out last time.
I also really like a game called Mastermind, which I mean it sort of counts as a board game. Not really. It's on a board.
Yeah.
And Efka doesn't like that very much.
No, because it's
from like 1970.
Yeah, and I find it too simple. And anyway, what about during parties, Elaine?
What about during parties?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not very good at parties. I stand in the corner and cry most of the time.
I was going to ask if you do anything naughty during parties.
No,
but
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do anything naughty during parties.
I
did once get a bit drunk and my keys had a bottle opener on them, which got passed around. And then I managed to leave my keys in someone else's flat. Got home and then had to walk all the way back, which was like an hour walk, just to pick up my keys.
Our friend...
That's the naughtiest thing I've ever done. Ever.
Our friend from John Gets Games.
Our friend from John.
Yeah, John from John Gets Games is here. He's finally able to catch us live. Hey John, how you doing?
Hello America.
Can we come up with a question instead? Because he can't...
What, for John?
No, for us.
Oh, for us?
Yeah.
Well, I already asked you about your jumper.
Yeah, come on John, do better. Can John from John Gets Games do better and come up with a good question? That's my question.
Do you like Lithuanian food, John?
We'll find out, yeah. I put magnets on Epic 4K units to create a travel space hole game that played really well and fit in a small tin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't put them near a credit card or a pacemaker. There's a lot of Johns.
Yeah, wow. What are your thoughts on Star Wars Legion? I am excited to play it. Those are my thoughts.
I'm less excited. But it's because I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Efka made me go to the what was it called? The midnight release of Star Wars once.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, yeah, when I was awake.
Thanks.
I'm an old lady.
I was painting the stormtroopers from
You
Star Wars
were?
Legion today.
Yeah, do
so,
you have an example of one?
No, because they're not painted.
Oh, no,
I just
Yeah, it's
primed
true.
them and put some black on them. But
Good so far, though.
yeah, they're chugging along. Just to start. Am I from Lithuania?
I think he is. This is what he tells me. But apparently, I asked him this today, when he speaks Lithuanian now, he has an English accent, or has some sort of accent.
I do,
Yes.
yeah.
So he may not be actually from Lithuania.
Taip, aš iš Lietuvos. There you go. I could hear the accent in that when I said it. Jesus. Horrible. There's Tom Slickerjibs in
Hi,
chat, Tom
Tom.
Heath.
Hi from South Africa. Hello, South Africa.
And Portugal.
And Portugal. Wow. Wow, that's like the whole world.
Elaine, you can answer this one.
Go on, then.
Have we ever played Dungeon Pets?
Yes.
Have we? I've
No.
not.
Have we not?
I've not played Dungeon Pets.
Maybe I haven't played it.
Hmm.
I think I've just seen it being played so many times. I feel like I've played it.
Maybe. I have a promo for it somewhere, but I haven't
cool.
played it. Yeah. Do we like programming games?
Yes.
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 What's an example of a programming game that you most enjoyed?
Oh gosh. Oh, don't put. It's one of those questions again.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Max vs Minions.
Yes, I did like. Well, yes, I did like Max
Yeah,
vs
there you
Minions.
go.
I don't think it's the best example, but yeah, I did enjoy that.
Okay. Best auction game, Elaine.
No, it's you that likes the auction.
I do. Okay,
Not me.
fair enough. So I'm
terrible
I'm
at
on a
this.
Knizia kick right now. So
That's true.
So I've been trying to play his auction games. I've played Modern Art, which I've enjoyed, and then I played High Society, which I loved. It's so much more simple than Modern Art, and it's so funny because you start to immediately get why none of that is needed. That it's like Modern Art is a super simple game already, right?
Yeah.
And High Society is just like there's a couple of cards, and there's an auction.
I'm glad I got to play Modern Art though.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Yeah, I
And
enjoyed
I
it.
haven't yet played High Society, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's the purest and
it?
the one I most enjoyed, because what I really liked about it, right, is that it is essentially like how greedy you are, and that's what auctions are about, right? And the answer is always too greedy. Like, without exception, no matter what you do in that game, you are
going to be too greedy.
You are going to be too greedy because even if you are super reserved, right, then you were too reserved about saving your money, and then you were too greedy and you lost because of that. So there's no out. You are very likely going to lose, right?
I don't list to like auction games. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing that.
So I really enjoyed it. What are our most anticipated games for 2018? Oh, this is a great question for you, because you anticipate so many games.
It's a good, yeah. No, you can answer this one.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't got an answer.
Do you not?
No, I just like, I like whatever's around the corner, really. Okay, so there's a thing I can't tell you about.
Oh.
Which you will likely find out about on Saturday.
Oh.
Right? That when I found out about, I was super excited. Super excited. So
How mysterious.
I know, yeah. It's not an NDA or anything like that.
Okay.
It was just a polite request. Can you not say this?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, no, because they
Yeah.
told me, and they were like, can you this is for you.
Yeah,
and,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
I
about?
do know
Yeah,
what you're
okay,
talking
cool.
about.
Yeah. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm super excited about it. But I'm sure you'll hear all about it on Saturday, because
I'm terrible at I'm not very good at getting excited about anything before I see it. Or
Are you excited about this thing that I'm excited about?
yeah,
or?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, there you go. What
was the first game that we played
together?
It was. I don't know.
Does Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition count?
Maybe.
Yeah. Alright.
If D&D 4th edition or Catan, if
Yeah,
not.
if otherwise
If not,
Catan.
it's Catan. Yeah.
Have we had a chance to play Feudum? The designer lives pretty close to Kansas City, so I'm hoping the game is well received. Yeah, local pride. I get that. Yeah.
We haven't played it yet. No.
No, I've read the rule book, which I felt like it was an achievement on its own. Right. Whatever Feudum ends up being, it will never escape how convoluted it is. No. I've not even played it, but I can tell you that much. But of course, the ultimate question is, behind that convolution, is there a good game? And whilst I'm not like on a personal level, I'm not necessarily hopeful, but on a sort of professional level, I know not to prejudge, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
So I don't know. I hope it is. I like any game we like kind of take on and like consider. Mm-hmm. I think we have some amount of excitement for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
I'm sorry I'm so fidgety, by the way. This chair is super uncomfy.
But you chose this chair.
I know I did
I
choose.
Yeah,
because I don't want to be. I'd be down here somewhere if I was sitting there. This chair came from was being thrown away at work. And I was like, I'll have that.
If last year's big Kickstarter purchase was new blinds, then we can guarantee you that this year's will be chairs that we can actually sit on
and not fidget around. Sorry about
that. What old board game would we like to see resurrected and modernized?
Mine would be Hero Quest: The Space Crusade. Okay, good choice. I don't know what. Well, no, I don't know. Backgammon.
Backgammon.
Like a 3D backgammon.
3D backgammon.
In
space.
I don't know.
No, yeah, I don't much go for like nostalgia. Maybe I will in 20 years' time.
I'm hoping that
to all these games that we reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Victorian parlour games will somehow come back in fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will they see us at Origins, Elaine?
Probably not.
No, I'm gonna even cut out the probably and say
okay.
Sadly no. It's multiple reasons. Traveling to US.
I mean, we did think about trying to go to an American convention.
Well, we were still considering it. So potentially you will see us somewhere in America this year. Not Gen Con and not Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
Origins is too close to UK Games Expo. They are too similar of conventions.
Yeah.
And traveling to US is expensive. So we're actually likely not going to go to Origins for, a good amount of time.
Say never,
I don't want to say never, but definitely not this year. So sorry about that. If you were hoping to see us there.
I want to know what board games everyone else is looking forward to the most this year.
Yeah, hit us up.
Make me excited. Get me excited about. Do your best pitch about what's coming out this year.
Wow, is that how you do your job? Though?
Yes, I'm terrible at my job. It's because I'm so uncomfortable and my foot's going to sleep.
All right, we've already answered the anticipated game for this year question. If you haven't heard it, look back. Do we have a favorite designer? Do you have a favorite designer?
No, I have a favorite board game artist, I think, but not board game designer.
Who is your favorite board game artist?
We have his poster on the wall.
Ian O'Toole. Okay, well, same as mine then.
Yeah, but no,
we're on something.
Because that's good. No, I think I try and take every game as it comes. I don't really have a favorite one.
What review would you redo because we had a change of mind?
Oh wow. That's a good question. A lot of them.
Yeah. No, that I don't think that's fair. I think for a lot of them, my opinion stands as is.
I think when we made the review, it certainly was our opinion. We didn't make it up, but having played games, having played that game a lot more times, maybe it has changed. Maybe
What's the game?
Oh no.
Right. Generally, yeah. I would say Time Stories. Actually.
Would you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
would have, yeah, like knowing the expansions were the way they were,
Oh, I
like,
see. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Although I hear that Estrella Drive has a more interesting story.
Okay.
I don't know,
But,
like,
yeah.
I don't know if it can, like, I'm feeling very skeptical, which I know I shouldn't, but we'll probably just play it at some point and try it for ourselves. So yeah, that would be an answer to that. Biggest surprises and biggest disappointments of 2017 releases. Well, surprises obviously Sidereal Confluence. I think
Yeah.
that's an easy. Yeah,
yeah.
came
That
out of
was
nowhere,
yeah,
blew
it
us
did.
away.
Left field.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Biggest disappointments. I'm not really disappointed. You know, I'm just angry.
Yeah, I don't think I've got a real disappointment because I don't think we played it. If we looked at
Yeah.
it and thought, oh, this is going to be disappointing,
Yeah.
we didn't bother.
I guess the game I was most excited about
Yeah.
and I wanted it to be very good, but
Yeah.
it turned out not to be quite as enjoyable as I wanted it
Yeah.
to was Near and Far. I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm like, oh, this is such a disappointment. No, it's a perfectly okay game. It's just
Yeah.
I didn't find it particularly enjoyable.
No, okay.
And,
That's fair enough.
Yeah. What is the oldest game that we guys like? Backgammon.
Yeah, probably.
What is John came up with a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is Lithuanian food like?
It's lush.
I can.
It's stodgy.
It is really. It is mostly based out. It's made from or based around potatoes. I would
And
say.
cream.
And lots of cream.
And lardons.
Lardons, yeah, lots of fried bacon bits and stuff, and fried onion, and lots of cream, and lots of spuds.
And cabbage.
And cabbage at times. At times, definitely some cabbage. So I'm making like a snack for when friends come over on Friday, and it's a typical Lithuanian beer snack where you take like black bread, and what I mean, like granary bread, is that no, that's not
Black bread is...
black bread, yeah. So you take black bread and you fry it. Not like deep fry it, but fry it, right? And it's like in chunks. It's cut up in chunks. And then you rub a lot of garlic on it. And then you mix it with mayo and cheese. And cook the cheese for a little bit so it melts. And you have this melty, cheesy mayo garlic bread thing, which I think is delicious. And so has everyone who's ever come over. So...
It gets really cold in Lithuania, so they need stodgy food.
Yeah, during winters, it's not warm. It's definitely colder than here. Have we considered building or buying a board game table?
Out of old board games.
Out of old board games. Welcome to England. No, there is no space. I would consider living in an apartment that could accommodate a board game table. That is my answer.
I mean, we could get rid of our bed and then just sleep on the board game table. That would work also.
Yeah. Lithuanian food is like... Oh, I'm not going to read that out. It's, I'm not...
He's right, though.
Don't. That's not... wow, there are a lot of questions.
There's a lot of comments.
Wow.
Wow, we were bimbling on for hours.
Yeah, okay, we better, like, blast through
Right,
these.
okay.
Yeah.
So, so we did that one. We did this one.
Yeah. Do you watch BBC Doctor Who?
Yes, of course.
Yes, we do.
Well, I think you get your British citizenship revoked if you don't watch Doctor Who.
I like Capaldi's Doctor. I think Capaldi's a great actor. I think the scripts he had were terrible. It's not down to Capaldi, it's down to the scripts.
I like Capaldi as an actor.
What video games have you been playing recently? I've been playing Into the Breach.
I have not been playing any video. Well, I played The Sims for a little bit. I don't think that counts.
Oh god, okay, let's skip through that. Argentina says hello.
Hello, Argentina.
And
Poland.
Hello from Poland. Sorry, difficulties. Elaine, entertain whilst I'm having technical difficulties, so I don't have to sing.
I can sing board games. Do
you think?
good
Do you think we're gonna get flagged for like the Christmas song?
I hope not. I think they're out of copyright, aren't they?
People talking about Fallout, the board game. I have it like just behind Elaine in a bookshelf.
Somewhere.
I haven't played it yet.
No. Do we have other hobbies like fishing and basket weaving? Like fishing and basket weaving.
Yeah.
Fish weaving and basketing, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I quite like basketing actually.
And I like fish weaving, so
Seriously? You like vinyl and films and...
I don't have any hobbies.
Yeah. Board games. This one hobby is enough, right? Have we tried Ethnos by Simon?
No.
No, we haven't.
Sorry.
The Lithuanian person in the chat saying I didn't have an accent. Okay, I'll take that. Have the friends just played Mage Knight. What do we think about Mage Knight? I don't think you've played it.
No, that would be why I can't remember playing it.
I felt like it was a bit too much, and that's coming from someone who enjoys heavy games. I just felt like it was a bit too much for what I got out of it. Yeah.
Sure.
Just a short abbreviated version. I can't give a proper critique just because this is a live stream, and I played it like once or something. What is our favorite Splota game? So we played one. That one was Food Chain Magnet. We really didn't get on with it.
No.
But
it was me that I think I soured your opinion of it.
I really enjoyed the action selection mechanism, the hand thing, and but I don't get on with games that put you in traps deliberately. I think
it's the only game I've nearly table flipped.
Yeah, I think it's an outdated way at looking into game design by going, oh yeah, we're gonna make this really inaccessible by making it like where you deliberately put yourself in a position because you lost and haha look at you. Like I don't like that. I just it feels
fair enough.
Yeah,
and I lost on like the second turn. So
yeah,
I
so
was a bit annoyed.
Mechanically, there's nothing wrong with the game. I can definitely appreciate it, and I can see that it's a very clever design. I just don't like some of the design choices that they made, and it's not my type of game. That's all I'm going to say about that. Have we found any strange puzzle pieces? Yes, we have found strange puzzle pieces. Keep tuned into our news section. Do you guys have any... That question
Fish weaving.
Already happened. Fish weaving. We have 4 hours plus. What board game will we play out of any games?
Half a game of Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, but we need another person for that at least.
True.
Yeah.
Herbert, the cat.
Herbert's not a person; it's a skeleton.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
A plastic one.
Yeah.
Well, not that creepy. I don't know. 4 hours. We have 4 hours. What do we play? That's
right now.
If there's only two of us.
If there's only two of us. See, if there wasn't two of us, I would just say, let's do Sidereal.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter that it doesn't take up 4 hours. We'll do Sidereal and then we'll talk about what happened in the game for an hour.
Yeah. If we can nab an extra person, yes.
Yeah.
Sidereal at the moment.
Gloomhaven also.
Gloomhaven.
Yeah. Because we're playing that hopefully on Friday.
And Pandemic as well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
And
It's not a 4 hour game. It doesn't fill up 4 hours, but
no, but we did Sidereal Confluence,
No,
but you said we could cheat.
We can cheat, yeah. What are our day jobs? We've answered that. J-Dobs.
Is that your new nickname?
Yeah.
J-Dob. I work in a library.
I work in No Pun Included. Right. Did we backview them or were we sent a copy?
We backviewed them.
That's true. What is our number one game of all time? Stay tuned, I will say, as an answer to that question.
Las Vegas? Wow! I saw a map of Las Vegas not that long ago because I knew someone that went there, and it's in the middle of nowhere. I didn't realise that. I just thought it was like a city with towns around it. It's not. It's like you have to drive for hours to get there, and there's nothing around it.
Elaine, if Fireball Island in Star Wars Legion had a baby, what would that baby be called?
If what? Say that again.
If Fireball Island
Yeah.
and Star Wars Legion had a baby.
Fireball Legion.
I'll-
Star Wars Fireball. Fireball Baby.
Fireball baby, yeah.
I don't know. I hope you get your copy of Feudum soon.
Folks are talking about games they're looking forward to. Black Angel seems to be one from the designers of Trois.
Trois.
Also Aeon's End Legacy and this South American word that I have no idea how to pronounce.
No, me neither.
Claire is asking, what game do we use to introduce board gaming to people new to games?
It depends, really. It depends if it's actually we're trying to get them into
The hobby,
or whether it's just they've come round and we need something to do with them. So I guess if it's they've come around and we want something to do with them and have a nice
we can't
time,
force them to fish weave
and we
for
can't
us.
force them to fish weave for us.
Yeah.
Maybe something like Ticket to Ride or
Baron Park.
Baron Park.
Yeah. Played Monica's.
But I think Baron Park's actually quite a good game to get people into games generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My default answer to everything now is
Okay.
High Society.
Oh, High Society. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that too. I haven't played it though, so I don't know.
So good. People are asking, what do we know about the puzzle? And I'm going to say that we don't know anything about the puzzle.
no.
Everything's a lie.
No.
Everything I said. I didn't
People
say
are,
anything. Yeah.
People put pressure on it. It's like...
I know, yeah. What do you know, Elaine? What do
Yeah,
you
I
know?
Well, there is a light shining in my face.
Yeah.
So,
Controversial question. What did we think of The Last Jedi?
what, the film?
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and be careful and not spoil it to people. I know there's a lot of like, oh, this is not a Star Wars. I don't care. Do you know what? I like Star Wars ever since I was a kid, and it was magical, and it took me on a really funky journey, and then I read all the novels and stuff as I was growing up as a teenager, you know, like Grand Admiral Thrawn and stuff like that. I read that stuff when it came out. I loved it. And not to like give myself like Star Wars cred or anything like that, but I thought The Last Jedi was magical just in how it subverted the whole Star Wars thing, you know? It was
That's the newest one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Because there was genuinely a moment where in the film where I thought, are they actually going to do something that they've never done in Star Wars before? And then they didn't. But even just the sort of light of that possibility was so refreshing. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed that it had Adrian Edmondson in it. That was cool.
Yeah. I also enjoyed that, you know... how different the characters were and how different...
See, I can't compare that so much because... I mean, I've seen the other Star Wars. Efka introduced me to the Star Wars. But I can't really say, oh, this character is really established and I know what this character's like and these are so different.
Yeah.
But I just thought the characters individually were great and then together were awesome. There was an awesome combination of personalities and... Yeah, I really, really liked it.
I like that also, you know, characters changed. So characters we've seen one way before were now different.
That's like real people.
And this is what happened before in Star Wars as well. Like, if you look at Anakin, you know, like, he was a nice kid at first, and then he was a conflicted teenager. And, you know, then he was Darth Vader. And because...
Is that a spoiler?
No. Because we've been through that journey, like... the other way around, you know, we all like, oh, we know this kid's gonna become Vader. I don't think we pay so much attention to it, but like, yeah. Favorite dudes on the map game, Gambit.
Yeah, I like it.
Good. Okay.
I'm terrible at these questions. My brain goes blank.
Rob is anticipating Imperial Struggle, the semi-sequel to Twilight Struggle, but about the worldwide conflict between Britain and France in the 18th century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People excited to try Dinosaur
Dinosaur
Island.
Island.
Elaine, what is your profession?
I don't really have a profession.
Yeah.
But I work in a library, and I
Yeah.
just bimble about quite a lot, trying to do a good job. New York City, wow! We went there once, sort of.
Yeah, we
got
were.
off a plane.
Yeah, we were around JFK, and then we
Yeah.
left. I don't think that counts as going to New York City.
No, probably not.
Uh,
I mean, technically, like if you were born there, they would say, "Oh, you were born in New York City," or if you died there, they would say they died in New York City.
what is a game that you
No.
enjoy that is outside of your wheelhouse?
What's a wheelhouse?
You know, like our Degus have a wheelhouse. They're comfortable in it. You know, when they get stressed, they run in the wheel, and then and then when they get out of the wheel, they're not
Is
so
that
much
a
comfortable.
phrase?
Yeah, wheelhouse is a phrase.
Wow, I'm learning. A game outside of my wheelhouse.
You're so amused by this.
I don't know. Again, I'm looking at the shelf because I can't think on the spot. I don't know. Have you got an answer?
No, not really. It's hard. Like, I don't have a wheelhouse because I feel like
sorry.
I'm very much an omni gamer. You know, like I'll try any genre or whatever. You know, as long as it's well designed. If it's not well designed,
I mean, we did do that.
Don't enjoy it.
We did a video a couple of years ago of our top 10 games that break the rule. So
with Rado
with Rado
last year, yeah.
Oh, last year, okay. So I guess that would sort of count. I don't know, the games that were on that list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have a wheelhouse as such. Is that what that means?
Yes.
It relates to like a hamster.
Elaine, you're like above 30 years old. Words, they're not
Sorry.
hard. What do you see most improving with your YouTube channel with a successful Kickstarter? Space, hopefully. We would like to have a space that is more productive because this is where we film right now is not a productive space. It takes so much longer to actually film things than it should. So that's number one. Number two, additions of like playthroughs and stuff like that. If that works out, we really hope it does. We don't want to overpromise. That's why we kept it vague in the Kickstarter, because it's an experiment and it's going to be a costly experiment, and we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But if it does, then we'll make something beautiful.
But certainly, a lot of the money goes on equipment and. Just trying to make things overall generally better. So like new lights and things like that.
Yeah.
Just make things look better and the space to be better. Yeah. So
we need a space where we could like hang lights on walls and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about that. And and you just more space to move around when we're filming and stuff like that. Also, this is just becoming now like an unfeasible space for running a board game review site from, just because of the amount of stupid amount of board games. Like just crazy. Like I'm not going to turn the camera because it's a disaster. Everywhere you look that isn't this angle is board games climbing over other board games.
This is true.
So
this is true.
So something needs to be done about that. There we go.
And it's also our living space. Let's not forget that. So when someone comes around for tea or whatever, they're just like, just knock this board game out of the way, and clear this board game off the table so you can actually sit down and eat your dinner.
Why did we choose Kickstarter rather than something like Patreon?
We did toy with using Patreon for a while, didn't we? But I think I don't know what your thoughts behind it.
Do you want my straight up honest answer?
You do yours first then.
It's less money. Like Patreon is less money. It's less money and more work. The question is, would you rather us focus more on running like an extra social media account effectively and maintaining it, like almost on a daily basis probably, or would you like us to focus on making videos? So Kickstarter lets us do this. Okay, we have this big campaign. We work very hard doing to try and run that, but then we can forget about that and actually focus more on projects. So
I guess my answer is similar to yours. In that I felt like it's easier if for the audience and for us, if there's just this one kind of donation, or not donation, yeah.
Plus, we don't want to make people feel like they're tied in, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like it can become a bind. Like if this amount of money is coming out of your account every month. Like if you can afford to do it right now, then that's fantastic. But like maybe you can't afford for it to be coming out every month because next month you have to pay, you know, your road tax or whatever. So and then it becomes like annoying to have to keep that up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just felt like it would be better, and you know exactly how much you're giving in one go.
Will we do a meet and greet at Leisure Games?
If they invite us to do one. We love Leisure Games.
What was that thing that you posted on Reddit about Rising Sun? Oh god. It came up eventually. I didn't post anything on Reddit. I posted a tweet on Twitter that...
It ended up on Reddit.
Right. So I'm sorry anyone who had questions today. This might take a while.
Give us a short history of it.
I'll try. It's a very delicate and complicated matter, I feel. So, okay. So, Rising Sun has a thing called seppuku. Seppuku was a act of ritual suicide in Japan. Now, I'm not an expert on Japanese history and culture, except I did study Japanese culture academically. I did a master's degree on...
But you're not pretending to be an expert.
No, I'm not pretending. I did a master's degree on basically post-colonial studies in terms of how culture changed in Japan. And I did not finish my master's degree, but it was a master's by research. So I specifically researched this subject. It doesn't mean I know a lot about seppuku, but I did have a layman's understanding of what it was, and it is essentially basically I would to abbreviate it, it is an admittance of defeat and an act of saving the honor of your family or whatever, because it's suicide. So, you know, it's not like you're saving yourself from anything, you're just saving your name. But it was oftentimes used even in more extreme circumstances where entire families would commit seppuku. It is basically the last resort and defeat. The way it is portrayed in Rising Sun is that this is the first thing you do in battle. You go into battle and you kill yourself, and more importantly, you bid on the ability to do that. So you spend money on the chance to commit suicide. I thought that was callous, and I posted that as much on Twitter. I might have said, I did say it was, you know, one of the more kind of affronting things I've seen in a board game. But you have to understand that that's me, and that is personal to me. A large amount of response to that was, well, a lot of murders in board games, why is that okay and suicide not okay? Again, I didn't say that suicide is not okay to have in a board game, right? It's fine to have suicide, it's fine to have, you know, the act of killing, as long as you treat it, you know, with a certain modicum of respect, or, you know, appropriate to the tropes of the genre or whatever. What I felt was lacking in Rising Sun was an understanding of seppuku and what it means in Japanese culture now, especially. We also got a lot of flack for our comments in the Battle for Rokugan review on the. I said that Japan was closed. Like, to abbreviate, I think a lot of people interpreted that what I said was that Japan was closed off up until World War II, and then it opened up. That's not what I meant. I mean, I meant that there were, after the Potsdam Declaration, there was a big cultural shift of, like a paradigm shift in Japanese culture, and a lot of people that viewed certain you know, elements of Japanese history and culture, Japanese people, you know, they started to have a different perspective on it. There was like a certain like post-colonial movement that and a loss of identity and a loss of understanding what it is to be Japanese, and there was certainly a lot of aggravation about Western culture's perception of Japan and Japan's history and Japan's culture. Yukio Mishima was an author who ended his life by staging a coup and then committing seppuku. But the funny thing about Yukio Mishima is that he was always known as a person who was very acutely aware and disgusted by Western perception of Japanese culture, and he actually really disliked these things. So the fact that he committed seppuku was almost like an act of rebellion, as if to say, you know, oh yeah, of course that's what we do, and then he did it, but he, you know, but he didn't really do it, except he did do it. He did kill himself. He tried to. It actually.
I don't think it released like any honor to his family or anything.
No,
like that,
no, yeah, obviously, yeah.
So
yeah. So anyway,
and to some extent, sorry to interrupt, because I want to let you say this, but to some extent, you understand what it's like to have your cultural identity stripped away from you.
Yes.
So
of course, yes, I do.
Sympathy with that.
I do. I come from a country that was occupied more times than I probably changed socks, you know, like during a month or whatever. Like it's just, you know, and you come out of it, you know, independent, and then you're like, who am I? What is Lithuania? Who am I as a Lithuanian person? Who am I as a Lithuanian person? In like England or in this wider world, you know, what is my cultural identity? You know, how do I depict myself? I have no idea. I have no answer to these questions, and I know I have that relationship with it, and that's why I studied that, because I thought it was interesting to study that for a different culture, and how that, you know, how World War II impacted that, and how that advanced forward from that. But anyway, so I see seppuku as a very complicated matter, and I saw no understanding of any of that in the way the mechanisms depicted it. What I saw was, you know, well, you know, there needs to be like a death mechanism for the mechanism to work, and then it's there. But for example, so just to very briefly add on to that. So Kemet is another game that is an area control game that I would say has suicide in it for very similar reasons. Because when you win or lose a battle, you can recall.
Oh, that's true.
The term is recall your troops.
That's true.
And then you get money for each of them. And I think the implication is that their souls go back to the gods, and you receive that in prayer or whatever, right? But because of the way it is handled in the rules, you know, it's left vague. It doesn't implicitly say that this is that, because it doesn't need to. And I think it actually works really beautifully. You know, it leaves it up to your imagination, and you can
interpret it.
Yeah, however you like.
How you like.
I did not like how it was interpreted in Rising Sun, but that's me, comment. And that might not bother you at all, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Greetings from Palmer's Green. Hello, Palmer's Green.
Do you continue playing games after the review? If yes, which? Some.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, not a lot, but some.
No, quite a lot.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
I guess.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmes, we always play that.
No,
or
we
want
never
to.
play that. I always want to play that, but we
okay.
never play that. But we play Azul quite a lot. We've played
Sidereal. I played after the review. Battle for Rokugan.
We've played the Galleries. We've played Meeple Circus. Yeah, Great Western Trail. We've played again. If we like the game, we try and carry on playing it.
Yeah.
Hello from New Zealand. Wow, this is the best thing ever.
Like that GIF with Eric Summer. Are we planning to do more bloopers or more pranks? That GIF wasn't just a GIF. Watch our Essen coverage video. There's a whole bit in there.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. But we did one blooper reel. That's still on our channel.
Really old.
It's a really, really old blooper reel. I think maybe we can do. We certainly still got all the outtakes, and there are a lot of outtakes. So maybe if that's what people want to see, then maybe.
People keep recommending Ethnos because it's a Simon game, and apparently it's a good Simon game. We'll try it. We'll promise we'll try it.
Yeah, we will try it.
What do we think about Project Gaia? We have a review of Gaia.
Yeah.
So you can check that out.
We liked it. In a nutshell.
So vinyl in our videos. It's just our vinyl, and we just sometimes use it to just like put it down and decorate it, and I guess share our musical tastes at the same time. Yeah,
we have permanently, kind of semi-permanently on the wall, the Pixies and In Rainbows by Radiohead.
But yeah, we do listen to vinyl. It's not the primary way we listen to music, I would say, but it is a way we listen to music, and we enjoy it. At least I enjoy it.
My primary way is via the tape player in the car.
That's true.
But
You hipster.
I do. It's just what came with
No,
my car,
yeah.
because my car is very old. I do have an MP3 player too, so I'm still down with the kids.
How long does it take for us to script, edit,
Oh,
film?
blimey, ages.
Ages.
Like
10 days.
ages.
7 to 10 days. How did Herbert get into our lives? That's a good question.
We kind of
We stole him.
yeah, sort that out, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of stole him from the comic shop that Efka works at sometimes. Or used to work at. Well, kind of once every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You pop in. But yeah, we stole
No,
him from there.
I mean, I still work, once
Sort of
every
like
2 weeks.
technically,
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks. But
I used to work there more frequently.
more frequently, yeah. And he was their Halloween decoration. And then he came home with us. And Efka took him home on the bus. And the man wanted to make him pay for another ticket, for another seat. And Efka said, no, it's fine, he'll sit on my lap. And he did.
Apparently they'll organise Twilight Imperium for when I come to Lithuania. I'm looking forward to it. Hit me up on email. We'll sort it out.
Second game of Twilight Imperium in
Lithuania. Not the first game of
No.
Twilight Imperium in Lithuania, yeah. Greetings from Austria. Hi, Austria.
Hello, Austria. I don't know any of these languages, is what I was going to say, but...
Are we going to HandyCon?
Possibly.
Possibly.
We do enjoy HandyCon, and it's not super far away, so it's just whether it's really down to my work schedule, whether because I only have so much annual leave every year, so if I can get the time off, then yes, hopefully.
What do we use as our camera? I can show it probably. Trying to knock over the stormtroopers. This is a very simple, a very basic Canon 80D with Rode Video Mic Pro Plus something, I think, and a Sigma lens. I hate this lens. It is awful. I want to get a new lens that will be another improvement.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there you
definitely
go. Lens.
that.
We need
because it's driving us mad.
better lenses.
A little bit.
Yeah. It is so time consuming to shoot with this lens because it makes noise when it focuses. And so it's either static shots or static shots, and then you can't just leave it on autofocus. You have to manually focus it all the time. So it is frustrating as hell. And I know to video production people, they're probably going to listen to this and go, what? This is nothing. Just think about all the other things. Don't, all right? I just want to simplify the process as much as possible so that we could focus on
the content.
Yeah.
Not... well, and also the angles and how we are filming
it,
rather than having to faff about trying to make it not make a noise. It has also started to make a noise randomly as well. So
that lens...
which ruined a couple of takes.
Has to go. Have we spent time in America? He sounds like he's from New York.
You did do that bit in a video where you pretended to be from New York. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
I wasn't just being offensive.
What video was it? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember what the video was.
Or why you decided to be... why you decided to do that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But no, Efka has
it was
not
a
spent
recent
time in
video.
America, apart from for Indianapolis.
Yeah, it was a recent video, and I wore a suit.
I might think of it.
Yeah. Please, someone in chat, say what video that was.
Oh, Rob said wheelhouse, meanings within area of competence, derives from a ship's wheelhouse where you steer it from. That makes a lot more sense than it being from a hamster wheel.
I thought my explanation was better. Hi, Durham, North Carolina.
We have a Durham in England also.
I hear North Carolina is incredibly beautiful and that I should go see it because the nature there is fantastic. I believe them
You look
when
like
they say
you're
that.
reading that.
No,
you look like you were reading that as a comment.
I was reading the next question from Semi-Co-op. Hi, Semi-Co-op.
Hello.
What would be 3 games that we would put on a 10 by 10 list? I'm sorry for sounding stupid, but what is a 10 by 10 list?
Yeah. Is that like 100 games?
Yeah.
I want to say to Semi-Co-op, someone at work, I've got a bottle that I take to work, and it's got your sticker on it, and somebody said, oh, what's that cool sticker you have on your water bottle? I was like, it's semi-co-op. And I told them what it was, and they were like, what, there's a comic about games? Is it fun? I was like, yes, it's funny, it's good. Go look it up.
A lot of discussion on seppuku and stuff. I'm just trying to read through it, but it is.
There is, yeah. I mean, it's going to be, it is a complicated issue, and it's not something that we feel that, or that you feel able to, come up with a definitive answer for. Really, it's just our opinions and our views.
Many themed games abstract horrible things about war, crime, violence, suffering, etc. Do you feel that insulates gamers from the moral weight of actions their characters are taking? Is that good?
That is a good question.
It is a good question. I think that as games advance, we should approach them as more intelligent things than what they were. It's easy to say games have always been this. Cool, okay.
But let's change them for the better. Yeah,
let's make them better. Our part is to be critical. We are, critics. It's literally, and do I think it's realistic that it could have been done better? Yes, I do. So I am going to critique that. There's
not an easy thing to do. But it still can be done.
Like I don't have any hatred towards the game for that. I don't bear any grudge or ill will or anything like that. I critique it because I want it to be better, and I think it could be better. So, and is there a chance, a potential, a possibility for that? Am I asking for something that is too much? I do not think so.
No. And if we don't say things like that, then those things will never change and get better. Because it will be seen as, oh, that's okay, I'm fine, I don't need to improve myself. But we can always improve on ourselves. That's why I liked Memoir 44 so much. Because it felt sympathetic, and I know I have said this before, but it felt sympathetic to, not how it felt to be in war. That's a horrible thing to say, but the idea that you didn't really make a decision on what actions you were taking, it was kind of made for you, and it kind of clicked in my head. Yeah, that's how it is kind of.
Yeah, like, and then you draw a card that says their finest hour and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe cry that game.
Whereas you take something like Heroes of Normandy, where the Nazis are cartoon villains, and you go, well, how much thought was put into that, right?
Maybe.
I know mechanically which out of those two games I like more as well, so. We reviewed Archipelago in the past. Do we still play it? Our friend Rob, who's in the chat right now, took it away from us on Friday.
Yeah.
We said, "Do you want any games?" And we showed him to a big pile of games, and he picked out Archipelago, which I thought was an excellent choice because even though I don't get to own that game anymore, it goes to a good home.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. I might play it with Rob at some point, my friend.
Australia, wow, that's like literally on the other side of the world, so I'm led to believe. Like, if you dig in Australia, do they say if you dig a hole deep enough you will get to England?
So a 10 by 10 list is 10 games you commit to playing 10 times, usually within a year.
Oh, I see.
We don't have time for that.
No.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we don't have a 10 by 10 list.
Yeah, and we're not likely to have one because
10 games 10 times. Wow.
Yeah, we just whatever game I really want to play 10 times, that's the one I'm going to play rather than pre-commit myself initially to playing something, I think.
I think it's a good challenge if you don't have any commitments board game wise.
I think it's a good idea because you don't necessarily end up buying many games. You're like, no, I'm gonna play these games. I think that's an important
thing.
Yeah,
I think that's a really important thing.
I think it's great. It's just we're not in any position to do that. So
no, keep the games that you love and get lots of enjoyment out of them. North Carolina is great. I believe that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
He or she, Sam, will buy us a beer.
Well,
I do like beer, so
I do like a glass of wine. Yes. Have we played Advanced Squad Leader or other war games?
No.
Not very much. No. Not our wheelhouse.
Not our wheelhouse,
as we have learned.
But I'm always interested to step outside of my wheelhouse.
Is there a game we could think isn't very good but would be made amazing into would be made amazing by making it into a legacy game? I am fatigued legacy.
By legacy, are you?
Yeah,
are you legacy? Do you have legacy fatigue?
I'm looking forward to Rise of Queensdale though, because that's Inca and Marcus Brand. Yeah. I remember meeting Inca and Marcus Brand, and they were so regal. It's incredible. I felt in awe in their presence, and also because I felt like they were both quite tall, and they were standing, and I was sitting down, and I just had to like look at them like, oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
it's good. It's the best way to meet them, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And I think I fanboyed a little bit. Because I was like...
Yeah, I think we both did a bit.
I think Stephen Bonnacker was there. It's like, I love your game so much. And I'm like, I love your game so much.
It's true. Yeah, they got it a few times that evening. No, I don't think so. I do enjoy legacy games. I enjoy the fact that you made this decision and it's going to come back to haunt you at some point. But no, I don't think there's a game that I can think of that could be better by making a legacy.
Hi, Chicago.
The band.
No. Greetings from Argentina. More Argentina.
Oh,
cool. What games do we recommend from the Matago Trinity? Kemet closely followed by Inish, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why do I do that every time? I'm like, I need to kill some time in this live stream, you know. I go I'm so sorry.
Because otherwise they may think something bad has happened.
Yeah.
If I freeze and you freeze.
Games are expensive here, so I can only get one. Thanks in advance. You are great. I can appreciate that. That's our job, pretty much. Dead of Winter Legacy is the thing that's happening in chat right now. Everyone's decided that should be the game. That should be Legacy. Okay. Yeah.
How would that work though?
I think thematically it would work really well.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's just
mechanically.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened as well. I have no knowledge of this happening. I have actually. I have had one email exchange with Plaidhead in my entire 4 years of reviewing. So yeah, I have no communication with them and I have no knowledge, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I think that could be really good. I can't see how it would work, but yeah, you're right thematically.
Civilization New Dawn, that was the video where I did that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
What old game would we do and why? Ew. Naughty. No, okay, seriously.
How old?
How old? I don't know.
Game of War.
Yeah, Royal Game of War. Do you know what? If you've not watched, Irving Finkel and Tom Scott play the Royal Game of War. I think it's a fantastic playthrough video, and it is one of the oldest board games out there. So if you not watch it, after this live stream is done, go and watch it on YouTube. I think it's
really informative.
Yeah, it's really informative. And
Irving Finkel is amazing.
Yeah,
so.
What was really interesting is that it is effectively a roll and move game, because you roll a d4. But or is it a pair? It's a pair of d4s. I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
Yeah, and then that's how many pieces you move. But
it's way more complicated than that. It's way more intricate than that.
It was really interesting to look at how like a game like this has existed for like, you know, thousands and thousands of years, you know, has these like layers of depth and strategy, even though the mechanisms wouldn't necessarily be, you know, by modern standards considered, you know, very
sorry, the cat just appeared and it left her off.
Like, they would be like of you know, high fidelity or whatever. That's not a phrase. I just made that up.
Okay.
Anyway. Still more Dead of Winter Legacy discussion.
Yeah, it could work like that by putting stickers on the characters to see what damage they'd taken and things. Oh, in Australia, we always had to say, if you dig far enough down, you'll get to China, which isn't directly above us. Yeah, kids are weird.
How many hours per week do we two play board games? I don't know. We don't put a like timer on it. However much we need to is the really cop out boring answer, because we will often like have about I'd say out of about 5 games that we play, 1 gets reviewed. So we need to like play some games, decide quickly, are we reviewing that, are we not, or are we putting it on the back burner?
This other question as well. How many plays do we put into a game before feeling comfortable to review it? That kind of answers both of those questions.
Well, I guess. I mean, how many? I'm gonna give the Tom Vassal answer of enough times. I don't think there is a set amount of games you need to play.
More than once, less than 100.
Yeah, more than once, less than 100. I think there is such a thing as playing a game too much to be able to review it. Where you, it's a loaded phrase, but I think you can develop Stockholm syndrome for a board game, like where you play it so much that it becomes almost like you're used to it and you become blind to its faults. So I think if you want to remain
impartial,
I don't want to say objectively critical, because this is a trite thing to say, but it's not a bad thing to strive for a little bit, you know. And
yeah, okay.
And I think if you want to have a modicum of that in the critique that you write, you have to have a certain element like of detachment, but also not to forget to love the thing that, you know, like if you do love it as well.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line, and so I don't want to overplay games because I want to kind of not be blinded by them. Frank, our friend Frank West is here. If we could pick any game component from any game to eat, which would it be? Frank, board games are not food. You know this. We've taught you this.
Wait, this geography question.
It's not a question. People,
no, I'm pretty sure you would end up in the ocean east of New Zealand if you were to go straight through the globe. Wow.
From England, all right.
Wow. Ooh, if you were invited to Buckingham Palace, what game would you play with the Queen? I said this last time. I think she would like Castles of Mad King Ludwig or Palace of Mad King Ludwig.
One Night Werewolf.
Yeah.
Straight up, yeah.
Oh, it has the word. It has a naughty word in the app though. So.
No, that's werewolves.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. That's werewolves. Wow.
Are there any games that have gone down well with your families? Yeah.
Yes, Monica's went down really well.
Codenames.
Ticket
to Ride, Baron Park.
Mysterium.
Yeah, it's a good list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, people are still talking about where would you end up if you went straight through.
So New Zealand hits Madrid. Wow, the UK hits the ocean off the coast. Okay. Well, I guess it's not something you can really do anyway. So.
Are there any new strange setting, themes, ideas that you'd like to see explored in board games? I think we've answered that last time.
Yeah, maybe, but again, B movies. That's a theme.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Wait, that doesn't matter your answer.
We've already answered earlier in this live stream what
game
which
is Between Two Cities.
And what's the most recent game you played that reawakened your initial love of gaming? You know that feeling that I'm gonna be really tried by saying Sidereal Confluence again, aren't I? Like basically every answer.
The TLDR of this video is
Sidereal Confluence. Yeah, I had so much love for that game from both of us that it really kind of opened up our eyes to how a game can still be really just stupendously expansive and elaborate, but at the same time simple and joyous to play. We're not likely to make our own game. That's oh god. I think we reached the
I
end
think we have
of all
reached
the
the end.
questions.
Yes. I
Yes.
think we have.
And
But thank you for being so informative and teaching me about
yeah. Well,
Australia.
yeah, we're gonna give it a few more moments if there's some last minute questions that people really want to get in before. Like not the sort of questions where you ask how many roads must a man walk down, you know. But if there's a burning desire for us to answer something,
It's not my favourite song.
but otherwise, let's talk a little bit about the Kickstarter closing out.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Hey, so you've been great. You've been really, really fantastic at supporting us. We're still not quite there, so
Please keep sharing.
yeah, keep sharing, keep boosting it, and
And remember, this isn't Patreon, so you don't have to pledge that money every month. It's a one-off. So if you're thinking, oh, I think I'll give them a $5 because I have to do it every month. No, it's just like a one-off. So
yeah, we're so excited because it's looking like it's going to fund, so we're very eager.
Yeah, we are very
We're
eager.
not sure. There is a slight possibility we might reach the stretch goal where Elaine goes full time. We're not dismissing that out entirely yet.
I mean, we can keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, we can keep our fingers crossed.
But it's okay. I'm getting the message.
Yeah,
I don't want to see more of this stupid face. I
No,
get it.
I think the way people should look at it is that even if we don't reach that stretch goal this time round, whatever the number is in between the funding and that stretch goal, you know, that's going to go towards us, you know, prolonging the next campaign for as long as we can. We say this is going to, you know, this is 6 months. The reality, like this is a campaign for 6 months, and after 6 months, we don't know what happens in terms of, we might not run a campaign exactly in 6 months. It might be a little bit longer. We're just going to see how long the funds last. We're hoping it lasts longer than that because we would ideally like to build up a bit more so that the next time when we go live with the campaign, we actually have a chance for Elaine to go full-time if she hasn't gone full-time by the end of this campaign. So we'll see what happens. So we want to kind of broach that just to give people an idea of what's going on there.
No, every penny helps. Like it doesn't matter if it's a pound, a dollar, whatever it is on Kickstarter. Your local currency. There we go.
Yeah. Do we enjoy making funny jokes? We hope they're funny.
I don't. I find it very difficult.
Do we think there's a better way to do the card games than the CCG or LCG model?
I don't know. There probably is.
Yeah.
Maybe there is, but it's not
if
something.
I knew it, I would do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. More songs by Elaine. If you come to our UK Games Expo show, then there will be more songs by Elaine.
Or if you can't make it to our UK Games Expo show,
It will be on YouTube.
It will be on YouTube, hopefully later on. But yeah, there will be a lot more songs by Elaine. But yeah, our Expo show, we're really looking forward to that because it will have musical compositions by yours truly.
They're not very good. I'm not a songsmith or a tunesmith.
Yeah, but they are funny. I laugh at them. I think they're quite funny. And when I say quiet, I don't mean in that English way of quiet. I mean quite funny. So yeah, I think we're gonna sign off on that.
Thank you very much for watching, and thank you.
I have to lean over you, Elaine.
All the useful information about where you dig to in Australia.
That was very
fantastic. Thank you so much. It's been nice chatting. Thank you.
Bye bye.